Hello everyone, on this video I'm going to show you what you can do with the Guitar Recording Kit. The Guitar Recording Kit comes with everything you need for you to start recording and producing with your guitar, with your computer or iPad right away. This bundle provides all the hardware and software you need to create studio quality guitar recordings. Let's see what's included in the box. First, we have the UR22C, a studio quality USB-free audio interface with two D-Pre Class A mic preamps and 32-bit 192 kHz recording. High Z input for your guitar, MIDI in and out, and iOS connectivity. Then we have the Helix Native Guitar FX Processor plugin by Line6. Helix Native is pretty much industry standard when it comes to guitar plugins, and it features the authentic sounds of vintage and modern amps, cabs, mics, and effects, and it goes without saying that its effects can be used on much more than just guitars. Of course, in order to start recording your killer guitar sounds, you need a killer DAW. And the Guitar Recording Kit comes with Cubase Artist. Cubase Artist comes with a wide range of proven editing and sequencing tools, and it's a massively powerful DAW. If you want to go mobile, the Guitar Recording Kit also comes with Cubase's LE straight out of the box, so you can start producing on the go with your iOS or Android phone or tablet. Last but not least, we have a really high-quality textile cable that combines retro design with a sophisticated technological structure. So, without any further ado, let me show you what you can do with the Guitar Recording Kit and what sounds you can get out of it. Let's start with the basics. The first thing you want to do is grab your guitar and connect it to your audio interface, to the UR22C. Now, in order to do this, you grab your cable and you connect it to input number 2. So this is a mic input, but it's also a high Z input. Now, high Z input is really important when you want to record guitars or bass because it has the right impedance for these instruments. If you don't use a high Z input, then the impedance is not going to be right and you're not going to be able to drive the plugins that we're going to run later on so that you get a nice sound, okay? So in order to do this, all you need to do is press the high Z button here, and now we have engaged high Z mode for my inputs. Now, in order to hear what I'm doing, I'm wearing headphones. I have my headphones plugged here in the headphone output. And now, when I pick up my guitar, I can set my monitoring all the way to input, and now I'm going to be able to hear my guitar on my headphones. Completely clean, of course. Now, of course, because you have two inputs, you might want to turn on mono here so that you can hear your guitar on both speakers, because if you don't turn it on, you will hear this. That's more suitable when you want to record stereo sources like keyboards. So now let's jump into the DSP Mix Effects app that gets installed when you install your UR22C on your Mac, your PC, and it's also available on iOS devices as well, by the way. This is it, and as you can see, we have quite a few options here. As you can see, this is input number 2, where I've connected my guitar, and if I play, you'll be able to see those meters lighting up. Now, if I want to check my levels in a little bit more detail, I can click on this icon, and now you can see I have a nice big view meter there. Now, there are quite a few things that you can do using this app. First of all, you can start adding effects. We have quite a few effects here. We have the channel strip, which is this one right here. This allows you to get compression, EQ for your guitar, so you can get some really cool tones, as you can see here. So let's check this out. So let's add a little bit of mid-range. Or you can start adding compression to get those really nice funky tones. So maybe if I add a little bit of compression there. Next, we have the Guitar Amp Classics. So as you can see, we have clean, great for clean sounds. We have crunch, we have lead and drive. So let me play a little bit of the clean Guitar Amp Classics. I'm going to add a vibrato there as well. And let's play. And then on top of this, we also have a reverb send. So now I can start adding reverb to my sound, okay? So the more I turn up this dial, the more reverb I'm getting. Now, if you want to change that reverb, we can go into the Rev X channel here, and we can press that E button. And here we can change the parameters of our reverb. We can change the time. We can also change the algorithm altogether. So instead of plate, maybe I want to have a room. Or maybe I want to have a long hall. Now, I kept the best for last. All these things that I just showed you are completely latency free because these are all DSP effects. So this means that all these effects don't take any of your CPU power from your computer. They're all powered by the DSP effects that are built inside this UR22C. So that means no latency, it means no strain on your computer, and it means you can immediately hook up your guitar to your UR22C and start practicing, start laying down ideas, and you don't have to worry about CPU overheads. Let's jump into Cubase and let me show you how you do all this because Cubase has great integration with the UR22C. This is how Cubase Artist greets you when you launch it. As you can see in the recording tab, we have quite a few templates that you can get started with. So in this case, I'm using a UR22C, and as you can see, I have a guitar vocal recording. That means I'm going to get an input for a vocal and an input for my guitar. And there we go. Now I have a guitar here, a channel for my guitar, and I also have a channel for my vocals. So if I want, I can plug in a microphone on the first input and I can start recording my vocal. In this case, we're going to focus on the guitar. And I'm going to show you a few cool tricks that you can use to take full advantage of the Guitar Recording Kit. Let's go for this electric guitar. As you can see, I can record enable it. That means I can start recording on this channel. And as you can see in the inspector, I have this tab, which is the UR22C inspector tab. This gives me all the functionality that we saw on the UR22C DSP Mix Effects app right here inside Cubase. Let me show you. When I click on this, you will see that I have everything right here. I have my high pass filter. I can reverse the phase. I can add reverb to my sound. Let me show you. I can press this E icon and change my reverb settings, and I can even add the Guitar Amp Classics or the morphing channel strip straight into Cubase. Let's add this lead sound. And maybe I want to change the reverb algorithm to room. So what I'm doing now is I'm monitoring and I can also record using the Guitar Amp Classics. That means zero latency, zero CPU processing. This is all real-time DSP FX processing. Now let me show you what's a very cool thing that you can do with a combination of the UR22C and the DSP FX and Cubase Artist. As you can see, now I have this Guitar Amp Classics. It's the lead model. And now I can start recording, but I can record in two ways. And let me show you how you do this. Let's record this way first. Record enable the track. Hit record, and let's see what we get. In order to be able to hear what's coming out of Cubase Artist, you need to make sure that you turn your mix level clockwise until you start hearing the output of your DAW. In this case, I'm going to go all the way to DAW so that you can hear what we recorded straight into Cubase. And as you can see, we recorded just the clean sound with no distortion, which means I can actually monitor with these effects, but I'm going to record the clean sound, the DI sound, which means I can now add another plugin. I can change the sound after the fact, or maybe I want to even add Helix. And we're going to do just that in a second. But before I do this, I want to show you the other option that you have. If you actually want to record these effects inside Cubase Artist, all you need to do is go here to your insert and change the pre and post position. Now, when this turns blue, now I'm going to actually record the sound with the Guitar Amp Classics. Let's do this. And we can also see it from the waveform, but let's play it now. So two ways that you can go about this. You can record while monitoring with the effects, but recording the dry signal, but that's real-time, latency-free monitoring. Or you can actually print that DSP effect into your audio recording. Now, of course, one of the big things in the Guitar Recording Kit is the Helix Native plugin from Line6. And I'm going to introduce it to you right now. I'm going to show you that I can process this dry recording that we had right here with the Helix plugin. So let me show you how you do this. Now I can close this and I can go to my insert effects. And here I can find my Helix Native plugin. So once I load it, this guitar that I just recorded can be processed because it's DI'd using the Helix plugin. Let me show you. And I can change my guitar tones after the fact. Now, of course, if I want to monitor using the Helix Native plugin, I can also do that. And I'm going to show you how you do this right now. Now, here I have another channel and I've added Helix Native as an insert effect. Now, in order to be able to hear the Helix sound straight when I play, all I need to do is go all the way to DAW here in my mix. And then I can activate this. And now I'm basically monitoring through the Helix Native plugin. Now, if I record this, the sound from the Helix Native plugin won't be recorded, so I can change it after the fact. So I can monitor and record with a clean DI signal. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind and the difference between Helix and the DSP powered effects on the UR22C is that Helix will have a little bit of latency when you're monitoring through it. Now, that's not really a problem with the UR22C because it can achieve really low latencies, but let me show you how you set it up. All you need to do is go to Studio, Studio Setup, and then you go to VST Audio System. Here you will find the Steinberg UR22C, which is the driver that you should use. And then here on the Steinberg UR22C, we need to open the control panel, and then we can change our latency, our buffer size. So the lower the buffer size, the lower the latency. If you set it too low, you might hear some clicks and pops. Most of the times I find that for guitar work, 128 works great. So I keep it at that, and I can play without even noticing the latency, to be honest with you. Another thing you need to make sure of is that the direct monitoring is turned off. So if this is ticked for you, untick it so that you can hear the Helix Native in real time. Okay, click OK, and as you can see, now I can play using the Helix. This is without it, and this is with it. So now I think it's time to play a few sounds from the Helix Native so that you can hear what you can achieve. Of course, Helix Native has a ton of effects. You have amp simulators, amps, cabinets, preamps. You even have dynamics effects, EQs, modulation effects, choruses. Sky's the limit. You don't have to use it only for guitars. You can use it for vocals. You can use it for synths. It's great for synths. You can use it for creating really, really cool effects. I'm going to show you a few of these. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds. So I hope that at this stage you have an idea of what you can do with the guitar recording kit. So make some great riffs and licks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.